Namaste yogis, this is Coco here. Thanks for tuning in and practice with me. So we are going to begin in our sitting pose, finding your comfortable sitting. And today we are going to practicing mudra, which is our hands gesture. So for those of you who have never practiced mudra before, just knowing that we're using the gesture here to also bring in the energy flow, where we call prana, to help us to reach that balance of the brain activities. So first one, today we're going to practice this Heart Mudra, heart gesture. So allow you to bring your both hands with your index finger, stand to seal into the thumb fingers. Okay, once you're here, turn your palms up. And then we'll bring in your middle finger and your ring finger, seal them onto the tip of your thumb fingers. Okay, and make sure your pinky fingers here lengthening, stretch forward and relax. So your thumb finger, middle finger and ring fingers now are sealed together, and your index finger folding into the root of your thumbs. Okay, so we're sitting steady and just starting to gently inviting our eyes here to close softly and sensing this moment of your breath, the quality of your breath at this moment. With its constant air flowing in and out through that either cold air or warm air, a shallow breath or deep breath. At this moment we are not trying or going to identify good or bad, simply observing and witnessing this underlayer of change constantly with your breath. Drop your mind and allow this moment here to be simply being as a witness, observer. And as we're practicing the hands gesture, the hands mudra, as the heart carries the core of our emotion, I'll allow you to find your steady seat again, and drawing our attention into the space of your heart, at the location between the chest. It's time to bring in a loving awareness into the heart center, connecting our hands gesture into the heart space. In this moment, the quality of your breath still being observed, being witnessed. Sensing this sealing consciousness as we seal the fingertips together that help us to connect with our higher consciousness, to seal the energy flow within the body. Now gently releasing your mudra, the gesture. We'll bring the palms back into the heart space, connecting each fingertips here now, resting in front of your heart. And take a moment here to send in gratitude for the beginning of the practice today, with a discipline that enable us together virtually in your own space for the practice. We'll gently bow forward into our healing hands. We'll begin our practice today, gently releasing the hands, opening the eyes. Welcome back. So for the first posture, we're going to raise your both arms all the way up high. Interlace the fingers here, turn the palms up high. Lengthening the spine, elbow gazing forward, or perhaps gaze up if there's a capacity for you. Stretch onto the front of your throat, sensing the thyroid gland here, doing its own work, lengthening. Wonderful. As you're releasing the hands, we're going to turn and twist over to the right side. Left palm on top of the knee, right hand behind your back. Inhale here, press onto your body, into the floor, lengthening the spine. Exhale again, squeeze air out and turn to the right side. Returning, inhale, reaching the arms up high, reach, gaze up. Exhale, gently turn over to the left side, right palm on top of the left knee, left hand behind you. Inhale here, find a steady ground, lengthening. Exhale, twist over left side. Wonderful, and gently release, come back to the center. And from here, we're going to come up to the tabletop. So finding your tabletop position. As you find your tabletop here, we'd like you to find that spread fingertips wider. And noticing your knees opening shoulder width apart. And I'd like you to draw a big circle here from anti-clockwise direction. So starting finding your circle here, finding your rhythm. Visiting each corners as you're circulating your middle body. Perhaps now you can start to drawing your neck, shoulders into your circular direction. Noticing your hips, side to side, finding the circle. 2 more rounds. We'll come back and pause, finding tabletop. So reverse your direction. Now clockwise, drawing your big hips from this circular direction. Starting from a slower movement to find each corner of the space. Once you are more comfortable, you can start into inviting your shoulders, your neck, hips to find each edge of your body into your circular rotation. A couple more rounds here. Wonderful, and come back to tabletop. Now join the knees together, finding Vijasana. Drop the heels, drop the knees. We're going to bring your arms moving upwards. You inhale, lengthen the spine, palms facing up. Exhale, sliding your palms forward, Shanshankasana, dropping the chest down, dropping the forehead. Inhale here, rise back up, opening the palms. Exhale, Shanshankasana, drop your chest and the palms connecting with the earth, lengthen the spine. Inhale, reach. Ground the hip bones down to your heels. Exhale, drop the chest, palms sliding forward. 2 more rounds here. Opening your full breath to cleanse your internal body. And exhale to release the excessive toxins, let it go. One final last round. As you return, inhale, come back to tabletop. Beautiful. Again, just finding your spray, fingertips wide. Open the knees, shoulder width apart. And then from here, finding your first stretch into the cat and cow. When you're ready, inhale, extending the spine. Melting the heart down and lift your chin slightly forward, finding the front of your throat. Stretching, maybe if there's a capacity, gaze up. Good, exhalation here, it's time to drop your chin, round the back, tailbone folding in. Lengthening the elbows and gaze to the middle space, could be your chest, your belly. Inhale, returning to cat stretch. Noticing the contraction, bring the chin in, round the back, folding in. Good, inhale, returning. And exhale, contraction. Beautiful, and come back to tabletop position. Finding your strong base of your palms, your knees. And now we're going to fighting our right knee here, start extending your right leg all the way back. Good, as you're here, reaching your left arm forward to find this counterbalance flying bird position. Square the hips, gaze forward, lengthening the right hand over your elbows. And from here, inhale, reach forward and back. Exhale, bring your left elbow, touch and tap the right knee. Good, inhale, returning to stretch. Exhale, back. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tap. Couple more rounds here. Keep finding the balance between your left and the right side. One more last round. Inhale, extending your arms and your leg. Good, and from here we're going to bend the right knee and finding your left hand here to find the back of your toes. You can start to grabbing onto your big toes or maybe your heel. Once you're here, lengthening the right elbow and gently twist over to the left side as you gaze back. Finding the steady breath here, balancing onto the both sides of your hand, your leg, your knee. Good, and from here gently releasing the leg, palms back and down, extending your right leg, inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, tap your knee to your nose this time. Inhale, extension, gaze forward. Exhale, tap in, contraction. Inhale, extension. Exhale, tap in. Good, inhale, extending your right leg all the way. And now we're going to drop your right foot down and tuck your toes under. Now we're going to find a nice stretch onto the back of your calf muscle. So maybe you can shift in your weight backward a little bit more, shoulders above the wrist. Make sure the back of your toes tuck. And just finding a couple breaths here. Gazing down to the space. Sensing the back of your calf muscles with its own stretch and lengthening. Beautiful, and from here we're gently releasing your right knee back to the center. And just give your hips a little shaking side to side, including the elbows, micro bending, and finding a little bit of play. Good. And then we'll come back to tabletop again. Spread the fingertips wide. And now we're going to extending your left leg all the way back. Once you extending backward, we're going to find your right hand, counterbalance flying bird position. Square the hip, lengthening the left elbow. Yeah, and once you're here, just a moment in stillness, in balancing and pausing for a moment. Tap the belly in. Good, and from here, if you can gently to bring your knee bending towards your buttock and finding your right hand, holding onto the back of your toes, maybe lift up a little bit more and twist, gazing back. Keep the breath steady here. Wonderful, as you come back here, returning, flying bird. Good, inhale, we're going to tap your right elbow onto your left knee, squeezing. Inhale, extension. Exhale, tap, elbow to the knee. Inhale, extension. One more round. Good, a moment here in pausing again, finding your stillness. Wonderful, everyone. Now I'm going to drop your right palm, tap your left foot behind you, tuck your toes down. Again, you can shifting your weight back a little bit more, shoulder just slightly towards your wrist, maybe towards your shoulders. Moving back a little bit more here to stress a bit more onto your back of your calf muscles. Good, and checking how this side is feeling. Maybe started to warm up and heat up. Good, and gently we're going to release. Bring your left knee back and opening the knees to a wide angle position and bring the hips together as you lowering back and down. Allow you to visit Anahasana, bring your arms forward, dropping your heart forward, sliding a bit more and keep your hips up high, dropping your heart center into the floor. Good, and at this moment your chin comfortably placed down or maybe turn your face to one side. And now taking 3 deep breaths here to find this heart space. As we begin from the practice of Heart Mudra, is to unburden the heaviness, to stimulate the heaviness of the heart center.
And Anahatana is also a beautiful position here to connect us with the earth, with the nature all around us. So feel the breath, feel the heaviness, and release them. Wonderful, and come back to the center, fighting tabletop. Good, and it's from here, we're going to gently to come up to your squat position. Tap your toes and walking your hands back. So as you come back here, just finding your heels widening to the side. Maybe grab a block to stay under your sit bone, or maybe standing onto your toes. Okay, so we're going to place your palms into your heart center, using the elbows here to push the knees wide, and taking a little movement here side to side. Maybe grounding your heels down for some of you, standing onto the toes, find your balance, and keep your chest opening, shoulder rolling back and down. Again, gentle movement here, just to release that thigh muscles that sits in your hips, the both sides of the hip flexors. Feeling into that space. One more breath here. Beautiful. And now for those of you who have your toes tuck under, with some to releasing the heels down. And now bring your mudra together, this time reaching your arms forward. Index finger locked together, thumb fingers pointing up, and close the rest of fingers into your palms. Good, so we are in this mudra called Kali Mudra. Good, and from here, inhale, reaching the arms up high, above the crown, a little bit higher. Good, and exhale, forward. Tuck your chin in into your chest. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, tucking in. We're continuing to practice here a few more rounds. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tucking. Beautiful prana work here to balancing the both sides of the brain activities. 2 more rounds. On your final round, releasing your mudra and come back to the heart center, prayer mudra. And from here, inhale here, we're going to standing up high. So take a moment to find your long leg, lengthening the legs, finding your space. Good, and from your hands to the side, we'll come to the top of your mat, finding Tadasana, standing mountain pose. And keep your palms to the side, roll the shoulders back. As you inhale here, arms swing up high, lengthening the spine. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold, drop the chin and chest. Inhale, finding halfway lift. Exhale, bow forward. Good, and from here, we're going to grab your hands, finding the back of your elbows, and finding the lock. Inhale here, ground the heels, and opening your chin, chest, lift up. Exhale, micro bending the knees, and we're going to gently bring your nose as you exhale, forward fold. Good, and squeeze the belly into the back of the spine, and just allow a little dangling here, side to side, or maybe finding your stillness. Belly tuck in. 2 more breaths here. A long deep breath out. Good, and gently releasing the hands. And finding your hands to top of your mat. Bend the knees, step back, finding your both legs high plank. As you find high plank here, and make sure the shoulders above the wrist, spread your fingertips wide, and just tuck your belly in, lower your hip back and down a bit more. Good, on your exhalation, drop the knees, bending the elbows, tuck the chin down to the earth. As you inhale here, slide forward, and tuck the toes and bring your palms next to your rib cage. Lift up and shoulder rolling back, gaze forward. Checking the back of your thighs, pressing down to the earth, finding the grip. Good, on your exhalation, place the palms down and rolling yourself back up to the knees. And finding active child's pose, pulling the belly in and down as you exhale. Inhale, returning tabletop. Untuck the toes, come up, Adho Mukha Savasana, finding your first downward facing dog. As we come up to downward dog, checking in the heels, shoulder width apart. Spread the fingertips wide as you gaze forward. And now you can start to bring your elbows locking in front of your chest, lengthening the spine as you gaze back. A moment here to play in your stillness with your playfulness, or maybe a little movement by bending the knees, swaying the hips side to side, including the upper body of the shoulders, hips. Beautiful. Inviting one more movement here, following with your breath. Wonderful. And from here, finding stillness, rolling your shoulders forward, high plank, belly tuck in, lower the hip down a little bit more. Good. Exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows as you tap the heart down. Ashtanga Dandasana. Inhale, slide forward. Hands again next to your rib cage. Shoulder drawing back, lift up your chest, and noticing the grip here under your thigh bones. Press down to the earth really firmly. Keep breathing in here without strengthening your breath. Breath in, breath out. Wonderful. As you exhale, drop your palms down, supporting back. Active child's pose. Pull the belly into the spine and lowering down. Inhale, return to tabletop. Exhale, tuck the toes, come up, downward dog. Deep breath in, deep breath out. We'll settle here for a couple breaths, either in stillness or your movement. And just allow this moment here to create your own freedom, to really intuitively listening to the needs of your body. Stillness, movement in this resting pose. Wonderful. And from here, we're gazing your drishti onto the back of your right toes, extending your right foot upward, opening three-legged dog position. And now shifting your right foot onto the left side of your hip, gazing onto your chest. Wonderful. As you inhale here, we're going to extend your right leg up, bend the knee into your chest, and slide your toes forward in between the palms. Now lower the back foot to 45 degrees. Wonderful. From here, we're going to bring your square of the hip forward, and then bring your arms as you start to come up. Warrior one. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bending onto your front knee. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, stabilize onto your front knee. Good. And from here, we're going to roll your arms behind you and draw your chest forward a little bit more. Hands extending towards the back. Good. Inhale here, lengthen the front knee. Stretch. Exhale, bend the front knee and arms swing back as you drop your chest onto the front of your knee. Inhale here, lengthen, strengthening the knee as you stretch. Exhale, forward. Circulate your breath here 2 more rounds. Beautiful. One more round here. Directing your air in and out. As you come back, roll your palms down. And we're going to turn your right foot back, finding high plank. Good. Again, tuck the belly in. And your butt duck here, lower down a little bit more. On your exhalation, drop the knees. Ashtanga Dandasana, exhale. Inhale, slide forward, chest down. Palms again to the side, shoulder drawing back. And gaze forward. Breath in, breath out. Good. As you press the palms down, tuck the toes, active child's pose. Bring the belly in to the spine and exhale fully. Inhale, return tabletop. Tuck the toes, come up, downward facing dog. Good. As we come up here, taking a couple breaths again in your own playfulness. Little playing, stillness, movement, and listening to your breath deeply. Wonderful. And from here, attention onto your left foot as you extending and lift up to the sky, opening. Shifting your left foot outside your right hip, gazing onto your chest. And a moment pausing here, just paying attention to your forearms, lengthening, stretch. Good. And when you're ready, you're going to gently extending the leg up high, bend the knee into your chest, holding in. And slide your left foot forward in between the palms. Lower the back foot to 45 degrees. Square your hip forward. Now from here, rising the arms up high. Warrior one as you bend the front knee. Good. Again, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, settle into your front knee. One more breath here. Finding stillness here for a moment. Lowering your arms behind you as you swing forward and back. Now drop your chest forward a little bit more. Good. As you inhale, start to lengthening the front knee. Stretch the arms up high above the crown. Exhale, bend the knees and finding your wings, swing back. Inhale, returning, stretch the front knee. Exhale, forward. Circulate your breath here. Inhale onto your left side of your leg. If you can, we'll just allow 2 more rounds here at your own pace to flow through. Wonderful. As you return, roll your arms forward, left foot step back, high plank. Good. On your exhalation, bend the knees, drop the knees, and lowering down, Ashtanga Dandasana. Inhale, slide forward. This time, we're going to turn your palms to the side and press your palms down next to your chest. And come up here, inhale, ground the thigh bones as you lift up. And just a little wiggle side to side. Maybe just play a little bit of twisting, shaking, maybe gazing onto the back of your space, of your heel. And allow the breath here to circulating with its own natural breath. Good. As you exhale, come back to the center, drop your chest. Palms next to your chest, tuck the toes. Rise up, active child's pose. Pull the belly in and lower down. Exhale. Inhale, returning tabletop, tuck the toes, come up, downward facing dog. Wonderful. From here, right foot again, lift up towards the sky. Exhale, bend into the center of your chest. Inhale, kick up. Exhale, bending in and slide your right foot forward in between the palms. I'm going to lower the back foot again to the side, 45 degrees. Once you're here, reverse your arms and gently come up to warrior two, bending onto your front knee, palms face down. Wonderful. And then from here, lengthening the front knee. Inhale, reaching your right arm forward. And touching your right hand onto the front of your hand, your knee, maybe your shin muscles. Maybe your left hand binding behind your back, finding your first triangle pose. If this is good, stay here, grounding onto your back foot. Maybe you like to reaching your left hand upward towards the sky. Or maybe you can release the lower hand a bit more, touching onto your front heel, or maybe have a block under to support you. Now with your drishti, either gazing forward or up towards the top of your hand, grounding the back foot. And finding your steady breath here, 2 more full breaths. Juicy balance here onto the front of your heel, leg, muscles, and the balance of your breath. Good, and as you're ready, you're going to reverse your arms back. Bend the knees, warrior two. Wonderful, palms face down, checking the front and the back of your wings. And from here, flip your front hand, rolling forward. As you come back, reverse warrior, left hand down, right arm reach up high. Maybe biting behind the back of your crown and gaze up towards the top of the ceiling. Inhale here, lengthen the front knee. Exhale, bending forward, finding the reverse warrior. Steady breath here, inhale again, lengthening the front knee. Exhale, reverse warrior, gaze up. Wonderful, and reverse your hands. In a moment here, lengthen the front knee. Good, inhale, rolling forward. Right hand down, Trikonasana, left arm up. Good, and exhale, coming back again, bend the front knee, reverse warrior. Alright, we're gonna roll your arms forward. Give yourself a moment here, palms down, right foot step back, high plank. From here, either drop your knees down or nice control of your core, bending the elbows, exhale, push up. Inhale, palms next to your chest this time. Untuck your toes and lift up to the degree that feels right for you. Now elbow turning into the side of your ribs. Chest forward, or maybe gaze up. Good, a moment here to tune into the juicy back bending. If you like to gaze back, taking a moment of gentle movement, side to side, a little twisting. So unlock that stiffness of the body from both directions. Good, and gently, we're going to come up, active child's pose. Pull the belly in towards the back, and lowering down as you exhale. Inhale, return tabletop. Exhale, tuck the toes, Adho Mukha Savasana. Exhale fully. Now, twisting onto your left foot, gazing, kicking your left foot up towards the sky. Wonderful. As you exhale, bending your left knee in, center of your chest. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bending the center of your core and sliding your left foot between the palms. Now bring your right foot 45 degrees. Okay, from here, square the hip, and we're going to come up to reverse warrior. So as you come back here, a moment onto your warrior 2. I'm going to change in direction here so I can see, let you see where we are in this direction. Heels in line, straight. And keeping your palms facing down, shoulder opening, tucking the belly in, gazing forward onto your warrior 2. A moment here into your breath, steady breath here. Good, and moment we're going to lengthen the front leg. Settle into Trikonasana. And as you inhale, rolling your left arm forward, stretch. Good, and bring your left hand down to a support. Maybe binding your right palm behind your back as you gaze up. Option 2, right arm, reach up high, gaze up towards the sky. Good, and just starting to find a little ease here onto your back foot. Step down and maybe release your left hand if you can touch onto your block, maybe onto the floor, and opening your right arm a bit higher towards the ceiling. Steady breath here, Trikonasana. It's a beautiful pose to really find a full stretch from the lower body to the upper body. Good, as you reverse your arms, come back, bending onto your front knee. And reverse warrior, left arm, reach up high, maybe binding behind the crown. And gaze up towards the ceiling as you gaze up. Good, inhale here, lengthen the front knee. Exhale, bending forward. Inhale, come back to your front knee. Exhale, bending forward. One more time here, inhale, a nice long stretch. Exhale, bending forward. Good. Again, we're going to reverse your arms forward, lengthening the front leg. Trikonasana, rolling forward, left hand down to find the support. Right arm either rest behind your back or reach up. Good, one more breath here. Grounding onto the back foot, finding that heaviness, the gravity to guide you. And then as we come back here, reverse your arms. And we're going to bring in yourself to warrior 2 for a moment. So gazing forward onto the middle finger, tuck the belly in, steady breath. Okay, so from here, we're going to finding your arms returning to warrior 1, opening up towards the top of the ceiling. On your exhalation, a moment here, we're going to gently grounding forward and finding your weight and come back to find pyramid pose. So we're going to draw your back foot a bit closer. Once you're pointing your toes forward, hands back to your hip bone, square the hip, grounding the back foot down, and inhale, opening the chest. Exhale, we're going to rolling forward here to find the space in the center of your spine. Good, either you rest here or maybe have 2 blocks underneath, holding your hands, press onto your fingertips here. Inhale, opening the chest. Exhale, see if there's more space, pulling the belly into the spine, and close up as you exhale, create space. Good, a moment here. Again, resting the crown or gaze forward. And just allow 2 more breaths here. Noticing the front leg stretch, belly soften as you tuck into the back of the spine. Back foot really, really strong, grounding down to find that foundation of stability. Good, as you're ready, gently bring your hands back to the center of your hips, Soften your front knee and come back to standing. And then we're gonna hover the back foot here to meet the front of your foot. Good. And a moment here, just shake it out. Gentle bending of the knees. So we're gonna come to the other side. When you're ready, bring your arms up high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow forward. Bend the knee, step back. High plank. And we're going to go through vinyasa together. So you might see me changing direction here. That's okay. We're going to exhale. Chaturanga. Inhale, finding your back bending Bhujangasana. Either onto your fingertips or press your palms down. And start to lengthening the spine by drawing your elbows into the side of the ribs. Checking the back foot here. Rooting down to the earth. If you like to add in a little gentle side to side twist, please find your space. Again, the breath still flowing in, going out. As our breath, our prana is a constant movement during our practice today. And our aim is to find that balance. The balance with each inhalation and exhalation. Good. On your exhalation, we're going to pull the belly in and finding active child's pose. Drop your hip back and down and exhale fully. Inhale, returning tabletop. Exhale, come up, downward facing dog. Wonderful. From here, we're going to transit to the other side to find our pyramid pose. So we just did the front of your left leg, this time the right leg. Now right foot reach up. As you exhale, bending into the center of your chest. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bending center of your chest and slide your right foot forward. Now from here, bring your hands to the side, stabilize your hand. And we're going to hop over your back foot forward a little bit more to find pyramid pose. Good. As you here, inhale, lengthening the spine, hands finding your hips. If you start to feel a little bit wobbly to come up, just finding again the ball of your feet. Inhale, opening the chest. Exhale, finding extension of your spine. And then maybe releasing your hands down to the blocks, maybe floor, onto your fingertips. Wherever you are, inhale again, lengthening the spine. Exhale, pull the belly into the spine and create space. In just a moment here, micro bending the front knee. If you need to, soften the front knee. Grounding the back foot here to find its own, again, the foundation of the balance. A couple more breaths here. It's really nice to find that steady breath as you are listening deeply. So we're going to come back here, soften your front knee, hands back to your hips, lengthening the spine. And again, we're going to hop over with your back foot to find the front foot. So a gentle step onto your right foot and hover your left foot forward and down. Good. And we're finding ourselves here, just a moment to the center of your mat. Standing pose. Okay, once you find a standing pose, we're going to gently bend your right knee, lift up your right foot. Good, and once you're here, hands can be supporting again onto your hips. Another option here is time to find your right hand onto your knee and lift up a bit higher. Stage 2, right hand grabbing onto your ankle. Stage 3, finding your index middle finger, hook around your right toe. And as you here, start to lengthening and stretch forward to the degree that feels right for you. So maybe today, I'm going to come to the other side just for you to see a bit clear. For today, maybe you are bending halfway, maybe extension. Wherever you are, just finding the space. And see if you can just drop your left hip a bit more, relax, lift up the chest. Good, and gently bend your right knee back and release down. Shake it out side to side. Okay, so ground your right foot down, find your hips, lift up your left knee. Balance. You can stay here, maybe using your hand to lift your knee up. Good, stage 2, finding your ankle, lift up.
Stage 3, index middle finger, finding a big hooked up onto your big toe. For those of you who like to stand up here, just open your chest and finding your balance onto your right foot. Otherwise, finding the next movement, extension of your left leg. Extend it forward, still finding the balance. Good. For those of you who like to open to the side, just using this moment as a challenge. Opening your left foot, either bended or extending forward to the side way. Good. Beautiful. If you're still here, now we're going to gently bringing your left foot forward. Bend the knee and release. Shake side to side. Good. And from here, we're going to lower down to a squat. So allow you to open the heels, shoulder width apart, bend the knee, and gently to lower down to your squat position, goddess pose. Okay, and from here, allow you to join the heels together. So see if you can standing onto the toes. And then bring your hips, your knee to the side way. Maybe your hands supporting here. Maybe your heels a bit closer together. And start to opening your chest back, shoulder joint back and down. Good. And just see if you can close down the eyes and finding your balance here. You might find yourself, like myself, wobbly. And that's absolutely normal. Sometimes we rise up to the mat, feeling 100% balance. And sometimes we are here for 20%. And the practice is not trying to judge ourselves or criticize ourselves, but giving this even-minded equanimity as a practice, as a discipline. The even-mindedness, the equanimity and balance of the mind. And so the movement here, the imbalances also is opportunity for us to indicate how we see ourselves. Beautiful. And then gently bringing your eyes open and rolling your knees forward. Okay, so we're going to drop your knees down for a moment and come down to your seat, Vijasana. Heels either resting here, or if you need a pillar, to sit under. Knees together, and just turn your palms out for a moment. Allow your shoulder to join back, lift up your heart center, close down the eyes. Refresh your breath here, maybe sigh out extensively as you exhale. A couple more rounds here. Allow your exhalation to be slightly longer as you sigh out from the mouth. A couple more breaths here. Good, and from here, we're going to gently bring your arms resting next to your feet and sliding your chest forward, finding your child's pose, connecting the middle of your eyebrows onto the floor, noticing the third eye connecting with your awareness. Shoulders rolling back and down to the earth. Again, your hands resting next to your ankles, your feet. Palms tense up. Just a moment here in child's pose, resting without having to stretch the arms in any angle, simply resting here. Beautiful, and gently come back, release your palms, bringing forward and sliding your hips to the side so you can come sit down onto your hips. And allow you to bend the knees for a moment. Okay, shoulder width apart, and then bring your arms forward, palms facing each other. So grounding the heels down and starting to slide back to find your middle back, lower back, connecting down to the earth. And take yourself a moment here to find that rolling, letting go, and hands down to the earth as you connect with the earth. So we're going to bend the knees into your chest and finding one hand onto the wrist
And then locking into your knees here, allow your shoulder to drop back. Chin slightly to tuck in by lifting the back of your neck and drop down gently. Good, and just a moment here contracting the diaphragm onto the front of your thighs. Maybe using a little bit of your imagination or visualization. There's a big tense ball here, tensing all the internal organs, squeezing in, tightening. Beautiful, and gently releasing the hands. Now we're sending your both knees all the way to the right direction. As you're standing to the right here into your twist, start to releasing your left arm above the crown in a straight spine. And just resting here for a moment with a different sensation. Left palm face up. Good, and gently releasing your left palm to a T shape. Bringing your both knees back to the center. And we're sending your both knees all the way to the left side. Again, just a moment to drop the hips. And now remove your right hand back above your crown, strengthening the spine, chin face up. Good, and gently releasing your right hand back to a T shape, opening the wide arms and bend your knees back to the center. So we're going to drop your heels down and finding your bridge pose here. Bring your hands to find the back of your heels. Once you find the heels here, you can gently checking in the width of your heels, shoulder width apart, knees pointing upward towards the sky. So for this time, we're going to bring your elbows landing down to the side and like a robot hands here. Good, and as you inhale, ground the heels down and start to lifting your pelvis all the way upward towards the ceiling. Beautiful. And start to transfer your weight onto the bottom of your shoulders. Chin tucking to the throat. Sorry, it's my cat. Nolan, just at the door, waiting for us to feed him. Okay, gently to exhale, rolling your pelvic floor down and releasing your robot hands. Good, and just come to a final position before we come to Shavasana. If you'd like to bring your legs up, hands onto your ankles and elbow turning inside of your knees, and just come up to a little happy baby pose. Shaking side to side, releasing the stiffness in your middle back. Good. And once you find yourself a space, we can gently to releasing the hands and the heels. And just prop yourself if you need to bring a couple of cushions, blanket, put on your socks, please do. So we're going to spend a little short time here for Shavasana. Okay. Once you're lying down onto your back, again, either have your bending knees or you like to have a bolster, cushions to support under your knees that give you some space as you're lying back. So sometimes when we have lower back issues, it's really difficult to lie straight on the floor. So having the props underneath to support your knee joints, underneath of your heels are very helpful. Otherwise, you can also pop down under your lower back. All right, finding your way to find your final Shavasana resting pose. And allow your arms to drop to the side of the hips, palms turned up, or maybe resting, connecting your hands onto the center of your body, your navel center.
And just allow a moment of your natural breath here to occur and return to your inner temple, to your body. Natural breath without any breath control, and allowing the breath to be that natural inhalation, natural exhalation. Noticing your calming breath here at this moment. Eyes soften, chin tucking to the throat, and relax the shoulders, connecting with the earth underneath. Soften the knee joints, the heels, the ankles, noticing your toes. Relax. Down to honoring a little time here for our resting awareness together. Witnessing the body, sensing the mind. And today I'm going to read you a little beautiful quote from a little pocketbook that I flipped through today, and that is just a beautiful expression and wisdom to remind us why we practice yoga, is to find that connection within. So the quote here, he says, "He who experiences the unity of life sees himself in all beings, and all beings in himself. He looks on everything with an impartial eye. He looks on everything with an impartial eye." And just allowing a moment here to finding the space, reconnecting with our prana, our breath, returning awareness into where we are in the space. Noticing the heart space, the expansion, opening, and connection within yourself. And take a moment here to allow a movement to gently awakening our body, either sending your knees side to side or knees to the chest, or maybe preparing yourself to rocking the body forward and back. We're finding our final sitting here to come back, finish off our practice today. Soften the eyes to return to the seat. And again, just turns your palms up. And remember how we enter into the Heart Mudra at the beginning of the practice. Again, we're bringing your index finger to seal onto the thumb finger at the root of your thumb finger. And now with your middle finger and ring finger, seal them together with the thumb fingers. Good. Once you're here, stretch your pinky finger forward. So finding your mudra in Heart Mudra, resting above the knees. Allow your palms to turn up. Eyes soften. Just allow a moment of silence here. So gently releasing the mudra, the hands, bring the palms back into your heart space. And savoring this moment as it is. Savoring this moment as it is. Perhaps the quietness that you're calling in, a sense of peace, clarity, or simply showing up for your own personal practice. And with your discipline for showing up today, I honor you in the divine space within you. Gently bow forward with gratitude. Namaste.